There you go, right there. There you go.
Thank you. Oh, boy.
So you gotta put the built-in audio.
Shalom Israel, Israelite school, universal practical knowledge. You see that green light moving?
Yeah.
Starting out 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under the commanding General Yohana. We've been bringing out this truth since 1969, and the truth is that the so-called blacks, so-called Hispanics, and the so-called Native Indians are the true Jews of the Bible, and the white man is the devil that the Bible speaks of. We was right in the middle of it. We didn't know the sound was out. Salaki. We didn't know the sound was out. But we're going to pick up where we left off at. What scripture did we leave off at?
Amos 3:1.
All right, let's go to Amos 3:1.
Amos chapter 3, verse 1. Hear this word that the Lord has spoken against you, O children of Israel.
Hear the word that the Lord has spoken to you, O children of Israel. Read.
Against the whole family which I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying, you only have I known of all the families of the earth.
You only have I known of all the families of the earth. Of all the families of the earth, the nation of Israel is the only family that the Most High knows. Not saying that the Most High did not create the other families. The Most High created every family on the face of the earth. But this is the only family that the Most High has chosen.
Right.
We are his chosen people. We are his holy people. What does holy mean?
Separate.
Holy means separate. So that means the Most High separated us from all those other nations. He chose us. You know what I mean? He chose us. Read on.
Therefore, I will punish you for all your iniquity.
Therefore, I will punish you for all your iniquities. Because we don't follow these laws, statutes, and commandments, and we dismiss our brotherhood, this is the reason why he punishes us for all of our iniquities. This is the reason why we're going through what we're going through.
Right.
We was just talking about Venus and Serena Williams.
Right.
We were just talking about Tiger Woods, Charles Barkley. Who else we talking about? Lamar Odom. All these people who marry these heathens.
RG3.
They dismiss brotherhood. When you marry into another culture, you dismiss your culture. If you are of the 12 tribes of Israel and you dismiss your culture, that means you dismiss the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. The Most High tells us what? He tells us not to marry into the heathen.
Right.
Not to give your daughters unto them, and not to take their daughters unto you, and not to give your sons unto their daughters, right?
Right.
Paraphrasing, right?
Right.
When you marry unto them, you dismiss your culture and you take on their customs and culture. Think about this, right? Let's just say a brother marries a white woman, right? You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And a race riot starts, right?
Right.
And this brother got kids by this woman, right?
Right.
Whose side does he take?
He should take his nation's side.
He should take his nation's side for what? When you marry into another culture, you take on that culture. Think about this, right? Integration, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you integrate into anything, you take on that thing that you integrate into. That's what integration means. To become that thing that you integrate into, right?
Right.
Martin Luther King integrated us into white culture. So what did we do? We stood and we picketed and we walked and we marched to do what? To let white people slap us around and we trying to force them to take our money. What is integration? Integration is a destroying culture.
Right.
Martin Luther King integrated us into white culture. And in integrating us into white culture, he destroyed our culture. You understand what I'm saying?
He integrated us so we could sit on a white toilet, which is
sit on a white toilet. But think about this, right? In 1920, when the stock market crashed, or around that time when the Great Depression came, right? in the 1920s, the early 1920s, the so-called blacks didn't feel the Great Depression. Why didn't we feel the Great Depression?
Because we was dealing with each other in our businesses.
Exactly. And why did they fall into the Great Depression?
Because
they forced us out.
Yeah, right. They forced us
They
out.
didn't want to deal with us.
Right.
And they realized that. You understand what I'm saying? They realized that by forcing us out and forcing us to have to deal with our own people and forcing us to have our own supermarket, to have our own schools, to have our own community centers, to have our own businesses, now our money wasn't circulating with them.
Right.
Our money was circulating within our own culture.
Right.
So now, as we think about this, Madam C.J. Walker, right?
Mm.
The first millionaire
Right.
in the Americas,
Right.
right? Not the first black millionaire, but the first millionaire in the Americas started her business right around that time in doing what? In hair care products, right?
Yep.
Integration did what? Took all of those hair care products and gave it to the Chinese man.
They booming it.
Who's number one in the hair care products now?
Koreans.
The Koreans. How can a people who don't do their own hair sell you products to do your hair?
Mm.
You understand what I'm saying?
God. You can take that back.
That's like the Chinese man trying to sell pizza.
Dang. To the Italian.
Yeah, Italian. You know what I mean?
Dang. Dang.
So now, every black female out here patronizes these Koreans because we are destroyed people. Why? Because integration destroyed us. Why? Because integration destroys brotherhood.
Mm.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
What you got?
Can I get a quick sidebar? And that was the birth of Black Wall Street, and how and it did so good around the Depression that Black Wall Street ain't feel nothing from it.
Ain't feel a thing.
Ain't feel a thing.
Listen, the thing is, right? The heathen does not know how to run a country.
Mm.
This is why so many things happen within America. You understand?
Right.
Even in 2007, when that depression hit in 2007, did black people feel that?
Mm-mm.
Hell no.
I ain't feel it. I ain't know.
We ain't feel it.
Mm.
It was business as usual for us.
Right.
I didn't feel nothing.
Nothing.
You understand? It was normal for me.
Right.
You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
white people felt it. Why did white people feel it? Because they have invested everything they had in us.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? What did they call it? What did they call it? Not the depression, but recession.
Recession. Hey.
When the recession hit, it hit because of the housing market, right? So what happened with the housing market? The housing market was because they made a whole lot of bad loans to black people, right?
Right.
Black people, we used to lose a house.
Right.
So for us to lose a house, hey, all right, whatever.
We go
out
back.
here.
Yeah, we
I'm
go,
moving to somebody else's house. You know what I mean?
go back to the hood.
Move back to the hood. You understand what I'm saying? But now they had so many defaulting loans that went to crap.
Mm.
You understand?
Yeah.
They was feeling it, not us. You stealing and robbing from us every day. We used to it. We know how to get a dollar.
Right.
We know how to get over. You understand what I'm saying? So it didn't hurt us, you know. But because they don't know how to do business, and because we did know how to do business, this is why Black Wall Street thrived through that time. So what did the white man do? He destroyed what we had.
Right.
And when he destroyed what we had to go back to depending on him again.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
But this is the reason why Zephaniah 2:1 says, hold that. This is the reason why Zephaniah 2:1 says what? Gather yourself together.
Oh, nation.
Yeah, gather yourself together, O nation not desired. We are the nation not desired. Listen, if they could take our money and not have to deal with us, they would do that.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? If they could take our money and not have to deal with us, they would do that. What
Right.
you got? What you great at?
Nah, just another little side, just to show how
Right.
the Black Wall Street really went down.
Right.
I just watched yesterday the first episode of Watchmen on. It was the first time they ever showed the replay of how Black Wall Street went down.
Right. I want to
Super powerful, man.
I want to see that. What did
Yeah.
you see that?
HBO, The Watchmen. It showed that was the first time they ever aired, and it's exactly how they depicted how it happened. First 5 minutes, it had you like, damn.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Powerful though. That's all I want to say. Slack.
But this is the reason why it says gather yourself together. We got to come together. Listen, when it says gather yourself together, what is that saying?
It's saying come together with your brother.
Come together in brotherhood.
Right.
And then, but not only in brotherhood, but on one accord.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Gather yourself together. Yeah, gather yourself together, O nation not desired. He's telling you to gather yourself together because these other nations do not like you.
Right.
They don't like us.
No.
You understand what I'm
Right.
saying? And then and us getting out there on Saturdays and speaking that truth doesn't make it any easier. But what makes it easier is when our people do come together. When our people do exemplify brotherhood. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
These are the things that we got to do. This is what makes us strong as a people.
Right.
You know, we got to start somewhere. And everybody, all these Christian churches telling us, oh, don't worry about it. Let it blow over, or it'll work its way out. No. You know, this is the very factor. That's the very faction that destroys us as that Christian church.
Right.
We have to gather ourselves together in the name of the Most High.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? We
Right.
have to follow these laws, statutes, and commandments. These laws, statutes, and commandments wasn't given to us for anything.
Right.
You know?
Right.
It wasn't given to us for anything. If we follow these laws, think about this, right? Think about what this hook-nosed Jew doing with our book right now. You understand? And think about it, and he only using a few books. And look how powerful he is, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're not using our books. And look how strong we are, right?
Mm-hmm.
So just imagine if we were using our books in its full capacity. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
He only using a few books. And look where he is, right?
Right.
If we were using our books in its full capacity, look where we would be.
Mm.
I mean, look where we are now.
Right.
You know what I mean? The thing is even the brothers and sisters that we have that are prominent and that are rich are still on the bottom of them. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But if we was to follow these laws, statutes, and commandments and show that brotherhood, imagine where we would be.
Damn. Unstoppable.
You feel it? Imagine where we would be. I mean, we talked about this last week, right? What was that? December the 1st, 1955. We had a glimmer of brotherhood. December the 1st, 1955. You know what that is? Rosa Parks.
Oh, damn.
That was December the 1st, 1955. December the 5th is when the march started.
Okay.
The march lasted a whole year till December 26th of 1956. Right?
Mm.
Think about it. They boycotted those buses. They just boycotted buses. Right? And the whole bus system almost damn near shut down. Now, think about the money that they saved. Right? They boycotted the buses. They want to sit on the front of the buses, right? Not the front of the buses, but the front of the Negro section. But think about this. If you had taken all of that money, if Martin Luther King had told them, all of that money that you're not putting in that put in this bucket right here, and we're gonna save and we're gonna build our own bus line. That's brotherhood.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Their buses would have shut down. Now our buses would have been running, and our people would have been sitting at the front of the bus, as opposed to the middle front of the bus. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
We always fighting to give people our money, as opposed to having heathens fight against each other to get our money. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
We always getting beat for people to take our money. When we gonna turn those tables? You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
When we gonna turn the tables and get people to fight to want to be with us instead of us fighting to want to be with them? Think about this, right? You sitting at a counter. You sitting at a lunch counter of white people that don't want to serve you, right?
Right.
You let them smack you, punch you, spit on you,
Damn.
and all of this stuff, right?
That's what happened.
But now think about this. They passed the law, right?
Right.
So now you go back in there and you give them your money. Let me ask you a question. What you think they're gonna do to your food when they get it in the back?
Spit on.
How about that?
Give you a SHIT sandwich.
So let me ask you a question, right? Why didn't they think that far ahead? Nobody didn't think that far ahead?
What was that?
Because integration doesn't allow you to do that. Integration only allows you to think about being with them. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
It doesn't allow you to think far enough ahead to say, well, what would they do if I allowed them to cook my food? What would they do if I allowed them to do something to my food in the back? Integration doesn't allow you to think that far ahead. Integration only allows you to say, ooh, I'm in here. You understand what I'm saying? That's like hitting the ball and getting the first and being happy you on first. You ain't even score. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
You just happy and celebrating you on first. Well, integration makes you happy and celebrate just being on first. But being on first does not mean you score.
Right. Right.
You want to hit a home run? Leave the mother nation.
Right.
That's a home run. Now you get to run the bases and tap your feet. You understand what I'm saying? That's a score right there.
Yeah.
You understand? The white man always gonna let you get the first because
Right.
he wants your money.
Right.
But score, you ain't gonna never do that.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right, right,
They not gonna allow you to do that. So think about it, right? You had a few bus lines around the country, a few black bus lines around the country, right? But when integration started, everybody fought to ride the white buses. Right?
Right.
So now that you fighting to ride the white buses, what you not doing? Riding your buses.
Damn.
So now, when it's time coming, they say, okay, you can ride the white buses. What happened? Now everybody, instead of riding their buses, now we want to jump on the white buses. Now your bus line goes south.
South.
You understand what I'm saying? Your bus line goes south.
Damn.
Now your bus line shut down. Now you have no choice. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So in having no choice, what do they get to do? Well, when the white people get on, y'all get to pay a nickel. When the black people get on, y'all get to pay a dime.
Damn.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
And then not only that, you still got to get off the front and go in and get on the back door.
Damn.
You know what I mean? Who wants that?
They'll get your money and still treat you like an animal.
Still get your money and still treat you like shit.
Damn.
You feel me? Let's see. Let's get another scripture that exemplifies. Right? We're gonna let's grab. I believe it's Exodus chapter 2, verse 11.
Ready? Exodus chapter 2, verse 11. And it come to pass in those days when Moses was grown that he went out unto his brother and looked on their burdens
Go ahead.
and spied an Egyptian smiting a Hebrew, one of his brothers.
One of his brothers. Now he spied a Hebrew beating up on one of his, he spied an Egyptian beating up on one of his Hebrew brothers. Go ahead.
And he looked this way and that way.
He looked back and forth like, make sure ain't nobody looking. Go ahead.
And when he saw that there was no man, he slew that Egyptian.
He slew the Egyptian. He knocked his ass out,
Killed
him, and breathed on,
and hit him in the sand.
and hit him in the sand.
Right.
I ain't telling nobody to go out there and beat up and kill nobody.
Right.
But that's brotherhood right there. He
Right.
risked everything he had. You understand? He risked what he was to show brotherhood to his brother. Go ahead.
And when he went out the second day, behold, two men of Hebrew strove together.
They had conflict. They was going at each other. Go ahead.
And he said to him that did the wrong, wherefore smiting thou fellow?
He said to the one that did it wrong, why thy smite thy fellow? Go ahead.
Oh, select that fellow, select. Dang. Verse 14, and he said, who made thee a prince and judge over us?
Go ahead.
And intendest thou to kill me as thou killest the Egyptian?
Ain't that what we do to each other?
Damn.
Ain't that what we do to each other when a brother come along trying to help you out? Don't we always pull up a brother path?
Right.
Who made you king? Wasn't you getting high? Just like we doing right now?
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Dang.
Ain't that what they did?
Yeah.
Wasn't you getting high? You was getting high with us, and now all of a sudden now you ain't getting high, so then you want to tell us what to do. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
That's what they do. That's what our people do.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Dang.
They can't recognize when somebody is
Right.
Just like when we downtown, right? We always tell these people what? We've been through the same thing that y'all been through.
Right.
If somebody just came to us and put that bug in our ear, and we woke up, we heard it, and we came along. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's what we doing. You know what I mean? But we get ridiculed too.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
People, they always say that, don't they?
Yeah. Every day.
Remember
Every
down there saying, what's that bucket for? Why y'all
Right. What's
in that
right.
bucket?
Right.
I mean,
Right.
y'all ain't doing no better than the church.
Right.
Y'all got a bucket with money. You know?
But y'all preaching hate.
Think about this,
Y'all
right?
preaching hate.
I wanted to say to the lady, right? Think about this, right? That money that the church collects in one service, it'll take us damn near a year to collect that.
Mm.
You feel me?
Mm.
It'll take us damn near a year to collect that. So we definitely not out there for the money.
Right.
You feel me?
Right.
Everybody got jobs.
Right.
You know what I mean? We got jobs to take care of us because the money is not in it.
Right.
You know what I mean? But the love for our people is in it.
Right.
You know what I mean? The brotherhood is in it. That's what's in it.
Damn.
You know what I mean?
Damn right.
We got any more on that? Was that it? I think that was it.
Yeah, that was
Let
it.
me drop that. Let me drop that. But the brotherhood is the reason why we come out there on Saturdays. You know what I mean?
Right.
The brotherhood. That's what it's about.
Right.
Let me let's go to Exodus, the first chapter, 15. Let's go back to 15.
Exodus chapter 1, verse 15. And the king of Egypt spake to the Hebrew midwife, in which the name of the one was Shipra, and the name of the other Pu. Pra. Pira.
Cool.
Poor. Dang.
Shipara. It says, and the king of Egypt spake to the Hebrew midwives, of which the name of one was Sapphira, and the other name of the other was Poor. You got that?
Keep going.
Go ahead, keep on.
And he said, when ye do the office of a midwife
when you do your job, when you get to work, right? This is what I need you to do. Go ahead.
to the Hebrew woman and see them upon the stool.
When you see them laying back, you're ready to drop that baby. Go ahead.
If it be a man, then ye shall kill him.
If it be a man, if it be a strong man, a strong, strapping Hebrew man, kill him. Go ahead.
But if it be a daughter, then she shall live.
Then she shall live. If it be a man, make sure you destroy him. Why did they destroy the man?
Because you are the seed of your father.
You are the seed of your father.
And
That's
they
where the
knew- and they
bloodline
knew
lies at. Every nation knows that the man is the strength of any nation.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
The bloodline runs through the man, not the woman.
Right.
Think about this, right? I think I said this to you before, right? It's just like a baker, right?
Mm-hmm.
A baker takes his flour, he takes his yeast, he takes everything and mixes it all together. He takes everything and puts that dough together, right?
Right.
He makes that dough.
Right.
He makes that dough. This is the baker's dough,
Right.
right? Then what does he do?
Put it in the
He
oven.
takes that dough and he puts it in the oven, right? After a while, what does the dough do?
Forms
It
in the
begins
oven.
to rise and brown.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
And when he takes it out of that oven, what does he have? He had a loaf of bread, right?
Right.
Now let me ask you this. The bread got ground because of what? Because of the oven.
Right.
But is that a loaf of bread or a loaf of oven?
It's a loaf of bread.
It's a loaf of bread. But it takes on the characteristics of the oven.
Right.
That brownness comes from the oven. But nonetheless, it's still a baker's bread. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
The seed is from the man.
Right.
We're not taking from the importance of the woman. Because without the woman, there is no Israel.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
But you are the seed of your father.
Right.
The bloodline runs through the father. The blood
Right.
runs through the father. The baker makes the bread.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? But that doesn't take away from the importance
Of
the woman.
Right.
Doesn't take away the importance of the oven. You understand? When that man, think about it, right? When that man places himself inside that woman and he busts off, right?
Mm-hmm.
Does that sperm go to that egg or does the egg come to the sperm?
The sperm goes to the egg.
Sperm goes to the egg. That's the life right there.
Right.
You understand? That egg just lying dormant till that sperm hit it.
Right. Nothing.
Once
The
that
egg don't do
once
nothing.
that sperm goes into that egg, then that sperm begins to grow inside the egg.
Right.
And it attaches itself to the mother.
Right.
But nonetheless, the sperm is the life, the seed is the life.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So he's trying to what? Go ahead, finish reading. We're 17.
Oh, yes.
Verse 17. But the midwife feared God, but the midwives feared God,
The midwives feared God. Go ahead.
and did not as the king of Egypt commanded them, but saved the men, children alive.
And that's brotherhood right there.
Right.
Women can exemplify brotherhood too. Brotherhood and sisterhood are all synonymous.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Brotherhood, when we talking about brotherhood, we talking about sisterhood too.
Right.
They both go together.
Right.
You know, it's no difference.
Right.
Brotherhood and sisterhood are synonymous.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
And a lot of women get that confused. They think that, you know what I mean, the Isupk, you know what I mean, oh, y'all, you know, y'all can have more than one wives. And that's all y'all about is, you know, brotherhood. But the brotherhood, like you just brung out, is synonymous with it's the same thing.
Hey, look, regardless of how many wives we've got, no woman will be taken care of better than they will be taken care of in this Isupk.
That's right.
Women in the Isupk get taken care of
Right.
properly.
Right.
You understand? But at the same time, these women in the Isupk take care of their husbands.
Yes, they
You
do.
understand? They understand what sisterhood is.
Right.
The reason why they understand what sisterhood is because they experience brotherhood every day.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
These women experience brotherhood every day. This is the reason why they know how to show sisterhood.
Right.
But sisterhood and brotherhood are synonymous. They go together.
Right.
So when you bring sisterhood and brotherhood together, it ain't nothing but that's a family right there.
Come on.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
That's how it is. You understand? So until you can listen, the reason why we had so many single women in the nation of Israel, and I'm not talking about within the Isupk, I'm talking about within our nation,
right.
of so-called black, so-called Hispanic, so-called Native Indian,
right.
It's because being outside of the Isupk, they do not get to see real brotherhood.
Right.
And a woman can't show true sisterhood if she hasn't seen real brotherhood.
Right.
A woman, the sisterhood that a brother knows, a sister knows, is that I can do bad by myself. I can do it myself. I don't need a man. That's sisterhood to a woman. Sitting around cackling and talking about men. You understand? Talking bad about men.
Right.
And then sitting at home late at night wishing you was laying with a man.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
But when you experience this sisterhood or this brotherhood in the Isupk, you know exactly how to show sisterhood. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's just the way it is. You know?
Right.
Where we going at now?
Still in Exodus chapter 1. We going somewhere else?
No, we're gonna drop that.
Okay.
Because I wanna get on this even too. I'd like to get on this even.
Sure.
I think I'm gonna save that, bro. I'm gonna save that.
You know, say it.
But the woman is deceived by that heathen. You understand what I'm saying?
God.
The woman is definitely deceived by the heathen because he gives her enough power, and this is the reason why she can't exemplify sisterhood. And I'm talking about proper sisterhood. I ain't talking about sisterhood where she is sister to her sister but hates men. You understand what I'm saying? I'm talking about sisterhood where she loves her sister, but also loves her man. You understand?
Right.
And her sisters can't come between her and her man. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
That's exemplifying sisterhood. But the white man has totally destroyed our women. You know? And one way that he has destroyed our women is that he has placed the woman in a power position over the man. How has he placed the woman in a power position over the man? You know.
Yeah, of course. Letting the woman be head of the household by housing,
There you go.
by,
Housing.
housing,
Child support.
child support.
You understand what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying?
And all other kinds of vices, giving her positions at work.
At work.
Think
Yeah.
about it, right? Most of the time, a lot of women, and I'm talking about in Israel as a whole, a lot of women have better jobs than their men.
Right.
When they at work, they not working hard. But their man is sweating and straining and struggling while he at work.
Right. Just
to try to make ends meet with this woman when it's easier for her.
Right.
You understand what I'm
She's
saying?
sitting at a desk.
So, at some point, women feel like, well, dang, if I'm doing this and he only doing that, I can do it all myself.
Right.
If I can do it all myself, then what they say?
Dang, I can do. I'm better, but I'm
What do I need him for?
Right.
What do I need him for? You understand what I'm saying?
Oh,
So think about this. Right? What did you just say? What did you just say? I can be bad by myself.
I can be bad by myself.
Right? Let me ask a question. When have you ever heard a Chinese woman say, I can be bad by myself?
Never.
When have you ever heard a white woman say, I can be bad by myself?
Never.
When have you ever heard an East Indian woman say, I can be bad by myself?
Never.
Or an African woman?
They know.
they don't do that. You know why they don't do that? Because they know where their power lies.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
And because they have a sisterhood and a connecting brotherhood with their man, this is the reason why they don't do that. But the white man has totally destroyed the sisterhood and the brotherhood between the blacks, the so-called black, so-called Hispanic, and the so-called Native Indian family. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
This is the reason why we don't have that connection. But this is what the Isupk is trying to bring back. You understand what I'm saying? We're trying to teach our women true sisterhood and true brotherhood. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
We're trying to bring it back.
Some of them heathen women that damn near let their husband, kill them if they know out they out of line. You know what I'm saying? They won't even dispute the fact that they wrong. You know what I mean? They just scream or whatever, but they know they wrong. Whatever punishment, not saying that it's the right thing, but
for the most part, they don't even turn their nose up at.
They don't even do that.
With a black woman,
yeah,
we gotta go through everything.
Everything, right.
And you know what? I don't mind at times.
Right.
You know what I mean? But
sometimes ridiculous.
if they can understand the love that we have for them,
right?
You understand? If they can understand the love that we have for them and knowing that we would go to the end for them,
right?
They would understand different.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? They would understand different.
Right.
And with that, I want to say that we are the Isupk, Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, coming out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under the commanding General Yohana. We have been bringing this truth out since 1969, and that truth is that the so-called blacks, the so-called Hispanics, and the so-called Native Indians are the true Jews of the Bible, and the white man is the devil that the Bible speaks of. We have classes Monday through Friday from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. We have history class on Monday, brotherhood class on Tuesday, the law class on Wednesday, scripture breakdown on Thursday, and the Lashawan Kodash, which is the Hebrew class on Friday. We have our Sabbath service on Saturday mornings from 10 to 12 p.m. Shalom, Israel. We are the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, and I'm about to turn it over to the priest officer, Nachazor.
Good class, bro. We are the Isupk, coming out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under commanding General Yohana. New rules for the brothers and sisters. When a brother or sister come into the school, they're to be off limits for 6 months. They're to be saluted only. They're here to show themselves with the world. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which a brother or sister will court each other. After the 6 month period, the brother or sister will get permission from the head to marry. Time, which is a commandment. You can find this in Numbers chapter 18, verse 21, and Malachi verse You can find this in Numbers chapter 18, verse 21, and Malachi chapter 3, 8 through 10, which means 10 in Hebrew and is pronounced by Isupk. 10% of every penny of any increase of the Lord you give to the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund, free will. For the priest, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount would you like to give? Upcoming holy events. Ask your head of your school for further details. Reminding Akia to check in on social media such as Isupk.com, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and so on forth for Isupk events and material. If a brother or sister, if a brother wants to be a trooper in the school, then he is to start wearing all black, which includes black boots, shirts, pants, headbands, or scarves. And with that, we're going to give one courtesy salute to the teacher, men of Israel, Almighty Shabbat, Almighty Rock, Yahweh Shem Yahshua Barakatah,
Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shabbat.
Yahimatah, class dismissed.